just pretty good against everything except Priest, and then that's the deck that Pini went with. So I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I
But
I definitely agree.
the interesting thing is, the reason Priest is so good against Shaman was because they had so many board clears, and it seems like the addition of the new cards really messes with that. Like it's very difficult to have it all, as we've seen even in Colento's deck, where it seemed like he had everything. He's actually missing Circle Healing. So you miss out on a Circle Heal clear, for instance, or you probably miss out on some Wild Pyro clear. And if you take even any one of those things out, like how much of a favorite is Priest over Shaman really? I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah, it'll come down to the line if it even becomes a case. Who knows? They might choose a class prematurely and then lose with it anyways. So we'll see if it comes into to factor. For now, we're still going to lean a little bit over towards the Druid. Doesn't really matter if it starts off terribly slow, as long as it still hits
Hmm.
its curve and stride. And it's a little bit awkward for Faramir at the moment. He's got like some early game, he's got some late game, but mid game other than Shield Maiden seems to need to have some padding. Otherwise, he's going to be armoring up a lot.
I think you're right about that, but I think it's on the I don't know how to say it. It's like on the war. It's on the druid to apply the pressure. Like if the druid has a bad hand, the druid doesn't actually care if his hand is also bad.
Yeah. You're definitely right about that. Well, this Yeti will go down pretty easily. Thankfully, there is an execute.
Do
Oh,
you burn the execute?
you don't have to anymore.
No, you didn't have to begin with. You just attack with the axe and dive your two creatures in there.
Oh, that's a good point too. Well, this one's much better to both those plays. Cool Taskmaster. Now that he drew that off the top,
You had a little bit more
and
opportunity for the armor smith to get maybe a few more armor points. As I believe Pini will not kill the armor smith here. I think he'll just draw the claw. Or it will shade. That's a great draw.
yeah, anything to just simply deal with Summersmith now, and then the earlier you get shade, the better.
Hmm.
This grows and grows until maybe Doctor Boom can do some sniping of it. Yet to see that, but when it happens, it will be hilarious.
Going the shield maiden. You're right about that awkwardness. I think Sylvanas is pretty good here.
Yeah,
I mean, if anything, you're getting a 2-for-1 and getting rid of that shade, which is eventually going to hit you for like way too much damage with the combo. So feels like a win-win.
double shade. That's funny.
Now, if we see a brawl here, this is hilarious.
Well, yeah, it'd be even
Actually,
funnier if
Doctor
the
Boom might be enough.
yeah. Well, he has to wait another turn before that.
Yeah.
But it'd be really amusing if he brawled and the cool Taskmaster survived. So like, it's actually like a very milling option. Actually, that's the worst option because you'd rather steal a shade.
Yep.
Funny. Well,
Savage or holy cow.
yeah, he's got a lot of damage potential. He's even thinking about charging so that way he can get himself postured up to potentially kill. But I don't think that's going to be enough. You're assuming that Druid Claw is going to die.
And
He.
Sylvanas is
Oh.
so insane in some of these games.
Yep.
It feels like Faramir's Sylvanas in his warrior deck is really the gem. Like,
Mhm.
I feel like he had no chance against that paladin, and then Sylvanas just takes the game alone. And here it's kind of the same thing. Like the druid has to apply pressure, but Faramir, is gonna punish it regardless of what comes out because of his Sylvanas.
Yeah, I mean, the Druid of the Claw lowers the armor and it doesn't pop Sylvanas immediately. But we know that there is a way for him to pop Sylvanas even if just Druid of the Claw comes out in
Oh
charge
yeah,
mode.
it's gonna be a Acolyte Whirlwind. You get the
Yep.
value back from the card that you draw on the Acolyte.
This
Oh
is a
man.
tough decision for Faramir. Or for Pini, excuse me.
Yeah,
Faramir
Pini is
doesn't
the
know.
one who's in bad shape right now.
Yep. 10, 15, 15 damage right now too. It's not like Druid's sitting on the most comfortable amount of health either relative to the board. It's a pretty strong board. So let's see. The Acolyte Whirlwind play seems like it fits here.
I think the Doctor Doom play might be also very good.
Let the pain speak to me.
I guess. Yeah, it would.
I mean,
You would need
you
to
could
have
just
like.
leave your Sylvanas at 1 health. It's not going anywhere.
Wow, like. Well, I guess taking off the shade destroys a possibility of like Innervate combo, right? Because Innervate combo would still kill you. I think barely. So 9.
No, I don't think so. No.
Because they would be 5. They'd be 9 attack across the 2, and then you do 14 plus 13. Oh, 27. You're right.
Would not be comfortable though.
Yeah, it'd be pretty close.
You'd have to stand up off your chair a little bit.
Push with both hands on the armrests up and readjust your legs.
That's how you do it. You taking tips?
Yeah. From time to time. Well, you know, the Shade is still relatively scary. Like, until he has Brawl, there's now no real way to deal with it without Dr. Boom. Oh, never mind. He's attacking.
And I thought I had the answer. I thought it was Dr. Boom, Shield Slam a Boom Bot, and then hit the Shade for 4 still.
That would have been crazy. Well, now simply he has a trade instead, or you can just go off and execute. Yep. So here's a big killing push from Faramir. How does Pini deal with this?
I'm not sure. But I think I liked the Shade attacking. Like the Druid's at 16 health. Hitting for 4, who cares if it dies?
Right. But the same effect is either way. Like if he taunts out with Cenarius, he actually dies just because you have so many ways to get past the 2/2 taunt, and you just swing with everything. And this Cenarius should lock up the game. I think the only way you could have survived was to like heal up with
heal up?
Lore. Yeah.
Does healing up even do it? I don't think so.
He would have been at 22 because of the armor up, and then 7, 12, 14, 17, 19. Yeah, he would have barely survived.
No, he could have killed off his own boom bots.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
And he had the cruel task. Did you count the cruel task? I kind of lost track a little bit there.
Yeah. All right. So how does he finish the game though?
There.
Oh, no. I like it.
Oh, double ones. Oh man, he wouldn't have had it. Would not have had it. All right. Well, Faramir takes game 1, and it's a pretty big take. I mean, you knock out Druid with Warrior, and if we look at Pini's lineup, it's
Job's done. Greetings.
Greetings.
Armor made to fit.
That was an error. What now? I see. Some still funny.
Is someone injured? I took the hit. Embrace the void.
Let the pain speak to me. Pain speak to me.
I bring life.
Job done.
I have no time for games.
I wonder. quickly.
Oh no! He gave away his injured Blade Master. I hope he healed like on time. Like he didn't heal.
I don't think he attacked
Okay.
the Akanai though. Oh, he did. Wow.
Not quite what was planned.
Well, it's one cool Taskmaster from ending the game.
That was
No.
pretty awful turn.
Yeah, that's almost as bad as it gets. And I know Pini's also a very emotional player, so like if he messes up, he gets really frustrated and flustered and like starts like he has a hard time paying attention to the game. He was telling me this at Seat Story Cup, where like he just, you know, he gets really embarrassed and doesn't know what to do. You can definitely tell he's not in a good mindset at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, that really sucked. I mean, you can't
Yeah.
no way around that.
All right. Well,
Um, the
there's
thing is, like, even with mind control, you can't really do too much here.
Consider.
I think you have to Vol'jin, yeah.
yeah. But you can't Vol'jin and play around a Gromosh combo, can you?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he's dead.
Like, there's almost nothing he can do here.
Yeah, the only thing he can do
Is
is
to
mind
draw a
control
card.
5/5. Yeah.
Well, you can draw a card off the Northshire to see if he has a card that can help him, like a Shadow Word Death. Second one. But
No, this line of play is gonna end it.
yeah, there's no way to stop that damage from ending the game.
Gromash Roman combo.
Oh wait, no, never mind. You're right. I was like,
If the Pyro had one more health, it would have been different.
right, exactly.
It would have been a very easy mind control in that case.
Well played.
Well, that's too bad, and Faramir's gonna jump out to a 2-0 lead just like that. And
Just
my
like
boy
that.
Faramir.
Man,
has
he's
going
come a
places.
long way.
Yeah.
Like, I was pretty sure he wasn't beating Forsen. It didn't look like he was beating Forsen, and then he
Oh,
beat
especially when he
Forsen.
messed up.
Yeah. And then it didn't really look like he was beating Hosty, and then he beat Hosty. And that's just not happening based on what decks are remaining. It's gonna be a Warrior versus Warrior though.
This is such an important matchup. If he loses this, the series to come back 4-0 with Mage, I mean, you can do it. It's just, it doesn't seem very likely,
Yeah.
the percentages wise. Well, Pini has one card that might end up becoming an influencer. Iron Juggernaut is really good in the long, drawn-out matches. And that really could come into play, because Warrior vs. Warrior often does come down to some fatigue. You think it might be a difference maker here, Crip?
I feel there's other cards that make bigger differences than that. Like, as weird as it sounds, 10 damage is usually not what it takes to win the Warrior game.
All right.
It's usually just dropping like threat after threat. And if Iron Juggernaut is replacing like an owl, for instance, because we know there's owls in Faramir's deck, then yeah, that's going to make a huge difference. But not so much because of the mind, but just because it's an additional body that has to be dealt with.
Right. It might get some repetitive damage in.
Yeah.
Or draw out removal.
Exactly.
Well, let's see if it ends up becoming a thing. For now, it's pretty passive early on. You know, of course, you can get out the charge of Death Spite to try and challenge. In the meantime, you have ability to answer the Death Spite immediately. Oh, okay. Just gonna hold off on it then. Guess save the coin.
It's also the possibility that you might just get a clean weapon off. Bouncy Blade, I like it.
Pain, speak to me.
Yeah. Bouncing Blade. Oh, that's right. We saw Bouncing Blade in Iron Juggernaut. Dang. Second weapon of the Death Bite here instead of Cool Taskmaster. Okay.
1500, pretty big card. I have seen it cut from a few warrior decks. And you get like every card that you see that's a little bit unusual in Pini's deck, you gotta keep in mind something's coming out. Like Gore Howl's coming in, Iron Juggernaut's coming in, Bouncing Blade's coming in. So he's missing something. And
Yeah.
that really is probably going to be the decisive factor.
It used to be the case where you would play BGH if you suspect a lot of handlock or giants in general. But if you're banning Warlock every time, you don't need it. But then everyone started putting Dr. Boom into deck. So turns out BGH usually has value in almost every, against most, if not all decks. Because even the aggressive decks sometimes run Spell Reaver, and you need BGH against that card.
The funny thing is, if one player does Dr. Boom, the other BGH is Dr. Boom, the player who played Dr. Boom actually gains value.
Yeah, I suppose so. Oh, Dr. Boom survives and shreds almost all of the armor.
Wow.
Oh man, that is not good for Pini whatsoever.
Well, he does have the Bouncing Blade. But,
yes.
Well, Bouncing Blade's really good here. Like, if you Bouncing Blade, it's going to do a lot of damage to the creature that doesn't kill.
Hmm.
I think Bouncing Blade's like a no-brainer, actually.
Yeah, it's just too much damage to be taken with Gorehow.
You can slam. You can do like slam Bouncing Blade and hope one stays at 1 life. But I like just Bouncing Blade first.
That's true. And then even if like a disastrous thing happens, you still have the opportunity to slam execute. Whoa, Gorehow!
That's a Gorehow.
That's a Harrison Jones waiting on the other end. And more damage coming from the opposite direction. I wasn't expecting the
I
Gorehow.
think he just saw the Bouncing Blade opportunity there. He's like, oh. Yeah, that would have been pretty good.
He's actually going to push for lethal soon.
You know what card is terrible right now? Bouncing Blade.
Oh, crap. Oh, my God. Well, he has to deal with this or he's going to die soon.
I think the play here is actually weapon down the Acolyte and then Bouncing Blade.
Right.
And either execute or Cruel Task the remainder.
I like that too. You minimize the damage being taken. Slam. I mean, he still can do the same exact thing. No, he can't actually anymore. Slam takes out the mana. Okay. I gotta be honest. I don't really know what Pini's line of play is here. He's also running out of time. Is he gonna kill off the Acolyte here?
I don't know.
Has to, right?
No, apparently you don't.
Taking the damage from the Shield Maiden. If a Whirlwind's drawn, that is game 3.
I think it's just game 3 no matter what. I can just look at the hands right now and the life totals.
Sure. I mean, you just set up Death Bite, right?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah. And while you're at it, drop down another Acolyte. Whatever.
Well, you cool task the... Or you don't have to cool task. You just drop second Acolyte armor up.
Yep.
You already have weapon.
Yep.
It's backup.
Slam it. Get those cards.
Jeez, well, Pini dug himself this hole.
Yeah, I
He's
mean...
gonna get himself out.
The... Not playing Bouncing Blade in 2 turns where it was good in both, I think, really is the fall of his warrior deck here. Not so much the cards that he put in. I think just not using them was the big problem. There's no way he's out of this. There's just no way.
Yeah, well, I mean, he just dies to Grommash next turn. There's no way to stop that.
Yeah, it's a 12 damage Grommash. He has no draw and no taunt. Yep.
Alright.
So, wow. Pini's going to be down 0 to Faramir's 3 wins. And he's going to have to clean up with Mage. Mage has to go through Warrior, which is probably not going to happen. It has to go through Shaman, which about even. Has to go through Druid, which is a little bit of a favorite, and it has to go through Pally, which I think is actually a big dog against Pally.
Yeah. Yeah, just because there's so many ways for it to clear with especially consecrations. Faramir's so far ahead. He smacks his opponent's Gromosh with Death Spite. I like it.
Yep. No respect.
Dunks his opponent's Gromosh. Get Fiery War Axe in hand from Faramir, which, like, that alone shuts down a lot of the aggression.
There is a
Because-
lot of aggression, though, there.
True, true. The Mech Warper also introduces a lot of
Oh,
really powerful
wow. What a
options.
draw. Holy
Yeah.
cow. That hand is totally crazy.
Yeah, but thankfully there is a response from Faramir. Like, it would have been a runaway if he didn't have a way to deal with the Mech Warper, because he has so much aggression, but now he's gonna be able to answer anything.
Not quite. There's still more creatures that are coming out very soon than answers in the warrior's hand. I think here I actually like the big game. You gotta kill the mini bot, and a very sad big game hunter is about to get his pretty much as little value as he can possibly get out of one. Yeah, I don't like the shield slam though, man. I don't like it. I feel like the shield slam is more valuable than the big game.
Yeah, I think the only big target in a deck like this would be Dr. Boom. Still, yeah, I think you're right. Why stop the Clockwork Gnome too? It's like he gives himself a spare part, which actually might even be more useful. I don't know. Not a bad draw, Fiery War Axe.
Yeah, but you gotta remove the Yeti first.
Yep. I mean, if he can stabilize the board long enough until Dr. Boom comes out.
He's going to, like Sylvanas is going to do that.
Right. Well, Sylvanas will get frozen most likely, but then that'll pave the way for Dr. Boom to have super impact. The reality is, Pini
this
needs
is
to do a
basically
lot more
Pini's
damage.
window right now. Like he has to take away the game right now. Like he's out of steam. He's only got burn, and the burn doesn't work on Sylvanas. Oh, that's a great draw though.
Yeah.
I think the
Unless-
flip bug is still there on the cog whatever, dude. So you actually don't want to flip anything here.
Flip bug?
Yeah, if you flip him, he doesn't regain his bonus. So you just 2-3 him.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's wild.
Well, no Dr. Boom here. Faramir goes for damage control. That's pretty fair with Sylvanas on the board.
Yeah. He's also got Alex Straza, so you know, getting the weapon out allows him to be a little bit more with a level of his health, and he can still bounce back. Sludge Belcher is rather annoying, though.
Not with a flip though. You can trade with your one drop.
Oh, you're right. Good catch. Oh.
I guess he
flip
just wants
his
to
Yeti?
keep as many creatures as possible on the board. Yeah,
Sure.
because like flipping the Yeti, it's still behind a taunt, so it probably won't die. Fingers crossed. And if it is a target that Sylvanas ends up stealing, it's very easy to deal with. Yeah, that pressure.
Yeah, it's looking very lethal at the moment.
Have the return. Can't use your weapon. You can't kill off your Sylvanas.
Made to fit.
Can't do anything.
So is that game right here? 5, 8, 14, yeah. Doesn't look like there's any way for Pini or for Faramir to win this game.
Hate to call it, but if that big game hunter was a shield slime right now, wouldn't be dead.
Yeah. It is absolutely true.
And then you can Alistrazi yourself up.
But
Well,
Pini played this deck much better than his warrior, and as a result ends in a very quick game number 4.
yeah, Pini's back in this. I mean, Faramir has a lot of decks left. He doesn't have too many super favorable matchups against this mage, but I mean, when you get
With a lot of ways to continue snowball with like Tinkertown and Mechanical Yeti to get spare parts. It
well,
is
it's gonna be
Shaman.
Shaman.
It
That's
is double,
double
mech
mech
warper.
warper.
Hello?
Whoa.
Wow, I think you just keep, yeah.
Pick up a 1-drop? No. That would have been
Actually,
just so good.
you're trying to pick up a 3-drop mech.
Oh, so you can fit it into the curve, yeah.
That's a little off, but
Mm-hmm.
that's good enough. Actually, no, wait. That
Oh,
it was actually
Pini
a
of
4-drop
Power.
mech. Oh, it's gonna get Rockbiter, but
Yeah.
yeah, imagine if he didn't have Rockbiter here.
Right.
Next turn would have been Mech Warper, a free Snow Chugger, and then a 2-mana Yeti.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, truly ridiculous.
Well, I mean, this is why Brian Kilber said he thinks Mech Warper is one of the scariest cards in the entire set.
Oh,
For good
absolutely.
reason. Look at what he can do. Yeah, and this is something you can also get away with too. You realize that he's trying to leverage his mana efficiently, so if you attack into it, if he uses his hero power, you're already pretty happy. This Blast Mage, though, pretty weird things can happen with it.
Yeah. I don't know why he's pinging there.
Oh.
To
I guess
minimize
he's
the
just-
impact of a Flame Hunt Totem.
Yeah, I guess so. Then, I think he was banking on the fact he could use his Mech Warper to get in another squeeze of, Yeah, I think he wanted to make his opponent make a tough choice so he could squeeze in another mana-efficient play with 2 minions, but it wasn't the case. Oh, man.
Can't crack, can you?
Does he want a Fire Elemental? Oh, he got a Spell Power Totem, though.
Oh!
Oh!
That's the 1 in 4 that might lose you the game.
That is Crackle in a nutshell.
I've actually had that exact scenario happen to me today in Arena, and I was very happy. I was the one with the Yeti.
Oh. Oh my god. That is so distraughting, because you can't play Fire Elemental now. I think you're right, that might have single-handedly won him the game.
Yeah, it's just such a huge tempo swing.
He can't play Fire Elemental next turn.
Can't
He
play
took
anything
eight.
next
He
turn.
took 8 extra damage because of this.
Yep.
Or 4 extra damage? No, 8 extra damage.
8. Possibly more because, like, that
Right,
one
he couldn't
attack could have been
control.
used on something else.
Yep. The mage deck in a nutshell.
Hanso Meccano, the win more card. You feel like a winner right now?
Yeah, I think so. I think this healing totem is definitely feeling it. That's gonna do it.
That's what I would have done to my own healing totem. I mean, he shut up when he wasn't supposed to. It
Yeah,
was
that's
time
true.
for the taunt.
Can this paladin bring it back? And if not, can his druid? It's also starting to get to the uncomfortable range where it's like, yeah, you know, I'm in a 3-0 lead, but now it's like a very realistic possibility of a comeback. This mage deck does really weird things sometimes, especially if his hand picks up a Mech Warper.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if he picked up a Mech Warper, that start would have been ridiculous.
Yeah, but I actually feel the paladin's hand is ridiculous.
True. Having Bolvar in the opening hand in this scenario is actually pretty nuts.
Reporting
Yeah.
for duty.
what do you know? Bolvar's gonna be pretty sick.
Yeah, he is. I guess you commit the mage to pinging no matter what.
Yep. You don't want to lose your minion for free.
Yeah.
Guess you could have played a Noyatron.
No, you got muster for battle here. You actually have the option to follow up with Defender of Argus. He does get full value. Against the mage this aggressive, that's really not going to happen that frequently.
Yeah, but Pilot Shredder is also.
Nope, no, it's Argus for sure.
Oh, well, yeah. He's kind of able to ability to push through pretty efficiently now.
Yep. And it's going to be huge. I mean, not only do you push through, but you get to keep your dudes. And keeping the dudes is immense here because you have the
Quartermaster.
Quartermaster tempo play. It's so much tempo coming up from the Pally.
Wow, this is gonna be a blowout.
I really think it is.
Well met.
Holy snap!
Yeah, getting real. Like, normally we think of the game like, you know, how can the opponent keep up with the mage? Right now, what can the mage do to keep up with this paladin? Like, I don't even think there's a flame strike in this deck.
No, definitely does not. He needs Paladin to start over trading. But the reality is, he's got so much threats to follow this up.
Yeah, and lay on hand. There's no way the Paladin's
wow.
losing this game. Zero chance.
5, 11. Why not just play Lotheb and push and freeze the Tinkertown? Like, completely wreck your opponent.
That's
Yeah, I like it. Faramir. Oh, I was gonna say he's gonna go all out, but Faramir's pushing for the game end right here, and I don't think there's anything Pini can do because 5 out of the 6 cards that he holds cost way too much mana. Well, thanks for playing.
Yep. Man, what a slaughter. When Paladin combos work, they really work. And that draw from Faramir, I mean, the draw from Pini wasn't bad either, but it just got out of control immediately. I mean, it really felt like the Paladin is the one dictating the match. Like if the Paladin draws well, the Mage is screwed. And